and welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 148.
Hello.
I should probably not do that since I don't have a pop filter.
Mine hasn't been put up either yet.
More of the T at the back.
Yeah.
I'll slur my speeches. It's not like I don't slur already, but
Let's get drunk before every episode a little bit.
yeah.
You know what? I was this close to drinking a cider before I got on here. I'm not gonna lie.
One cider does you in?
No, but it at least just makes me feel... Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
If I drink a glass of wine really fast, yes. But it has to be really fast. But no, cider doesn't do it. Did you guys miss me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so much.
All right, the sarcasm is dripping, boys. Yikes, tone it down a bit.
We noticed
It's just my normal voice.
we noticed the backdrops changed. No more.
Yes.
No more dirty underwear on your bed and stuff.
Oh, shut up. There is no dirty underwear on my bed, you jerk. Shut up. No, I am in a new place. I need to make a video explaining all the crazy life changes in my life. But I'm in a new house. It's just not fully furnished yet. But this will be the new studio that I'm in. It's very echoey because there's no soundproofing yet. Whew. So once we get that going, then everything else will go. But yes, I'm in a new house.
Just get really close to your mic and talk like Bjork for the whole podcast.
I could also do some ASMR. This is a hairband.
It's too windy.
It's too windy.
It's too windy.
Feel the hairs in the back if you're not going up. Anyway.
A little bit.
No ASMR channel for me. So, but yes, new place, new face, not new face.
New face?
But not new face. No plastic surgery.
New space.
I know. New space. I know. So, but yeah, so here I am, and hopefully it'll get a little bit less echoey and a little cleaner. But otherwise, I am here, and my computer's set up, and it didn't break upon coming here. It's been moved around like 4 times, and hasn't broken yet, so we're hoping for the best.
Nice.
So yeah, that was the newest thing in my life.
Newest thing for me is I got some new ink.
Ooh, very fancy.
Continuing the tarot card from Persona 5 designs. It's gonna be a full sleeve on my left arm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I really want to play a Persona game. They need to make a PC version.
Yeah.
You really should.
I guess you can emulate the PS2 stuff, I suppose. That's pretty much the
Yeah.
only option unless you get a console.
Pretty much. Yeah, I heard they're doing like a golden version, I think, for 5. If they
Yeah,
do,
there are rumors. I think they trademarked
Yeah.
some domain names, I think.
oh,
I think
interesting.
registered domain names, something like that.
Yeah, I've been avoiding buying that game just because I'm mad about the whole female character situation. But if they inserted a female character option, I would buy it today. So we'll see if they live up to that expectation. And probably will not.
You can get a PS Vita TV.
I do have that actually.
And
We
play
use that
Persona
for
4
Persona
Golden.
4 Golden. Yep,
I
we
didn't know
played
about
Persona 4 Golden. It's a very wonky console, but it does work. Because my
Or
brother
if
wanted to
you're
play.
yeah. If you're
Yeah.
more into handheld, just get a Vita.
Yes, it's for the Vita.
I wanted a Vita. I've been wanting a Vita for like 4 years.
It's an amazing
Yeah.
JRPG machine, like seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good for that. I
PS1
never
classics
got one,
and
but-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually pretty good. And you probably could find it cheap because it's kind of a dying console now. So
Actually, if you want to get it, you probably should get it now. I think the prices are gonna go up because if I'm not
really?
mistaken, they stopped production in Japan and stuff, and they're gonna basically stop support for the PlayStation. You know how you get free games every month on your PlayStation Plus? Yeah, they pretty much gonna stop that by the end of this month, and so the Vita is like officially a dead console, like officially. So
Got it.
you know how prices go up every time that happens.
Is the 3DS a dead console?
No,
Not
not really.
yet.
Actually, there's a new
I
game
thought they
coming up
just
for it.
announced something this week about it, though. Like, no new software, because sales were dropping faster than they expected, or something like that. I don't know if software meant no new games, or just no, like, software updates.
I don't remember.
Nintendo is Apparently, according to Ars Technica, says 3DS sales falling faster than anticipated.
Yes, that's the exact article I saw.
But
there are new games coming out this year.
I mean,
wasn't there like a Yoshi game?
For games is different from software. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the sales are probably dropping because the Switch is doing well. So.
I saw like a mock-up of a. You know how there are rumors about Switch. There's going to be like a smaller, non-dockable Switch.
I hadn't heard that rumor.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that. Yeah.
It's just a rumor, but I saw some like concept of like making the Switch into a giant ass clamshell design, which is like a 3DS, I guess. Which I'm okay with if it's thin enough, because I like that it has the ability to like protect your screen.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not bad.
I just like clamshell designs. It's nice.
My favorite handheld is still the SP that I've used.
Really? My favorite was actually the DS. That was always my favorite. To be fair, I kind of have a funny story about how I got that for free. So, well, okay. I got it for free because it was a gift, but my parents also got it for free for me. And my brother got really mad because it was the DS, it was the special DS Zelda edition, and he had gotten the clunkier first edition DS, so he was real pissed. There's this like running gag between... So you got the DS Lite. Yeah, I got the DS Lite.
The Lite's probably better. Yeah, I had an original DS, which was fine, but I think my main gripe isn't the handheld so much as is all those Gen 1 games were so, like, they had huge hard-ons for the touchscreen. Use a touchscreen! Use a touchscreen! It's like, I don't want to just scribble on this touchscreen to get things to work.
That's why I fell in love with Phoenix Wright so quickly, because, like, in that game, since it was import, I didn't know at the time, but it was an import old GBA game, the touchscreen was optional. It was always like you could use the touchscreen or just the buttons, except for certain parts. There were certain parts that used the touchscreen, but it wasn't scribble.
You gotta move the goddamn item to look for something underneath and shit.
Yeah. It's just, it was a little point and click stuff, but it wasn't scribble. Yeah.
Mario was the worst game that I played that had it, but even like Castlevania and like WarioWare had it to lesser degrees.
Phantom Hourglass was pretty bad. That was the first Zelda game I'd ever played in my life.
The whole control was touchscreen, right? You had to like move while hitting the touchscreen.
You moved, you attacked with it. It was really bad. I mean, I liked
the DS shipped with like a demo for a first-person Metroid game, and like one of the you could either use like the D-pad and the A, B, C, X, Y buttons to like play like a twin stick shooter, kind of with buttons, so it sucked, or you could move with the D-pad and like constantly touch the touchscreen to like control like where you were facing and looking, which worked okay, but also sucked. So it was weird. I don't remember if the full game. Don't know what like opinions of that was. I only played the demo.
Not sure. I just remember with the Phantom Hourglass game, the worst part was like you couldn't sometimes see because your hand was in the way of what you were doing. It was really annoying.
Because you can write notes on the map or something, right?
Kind of weird.
Well, but like you had to literally. Nice. Yeah, you literally did. That was fine, but you like literally controlled your character and did like you would do
you just
like
ran
you would
towards where you were pointing basically.
Yes, you would just and like you would do circles if you wanted to do a swinging attack and that kind of stuff.
The cool stylus game is Canvas Curse, I guess, where you control Kirby and then you draw the platform where Kirby can move on. That was really cool.
That's cool.
That's a good way to use it.
Yeah, but basically you gotta design the game around. You can't just make a game and then force people to use it.
Yeah, I mean, Professor Layton games worked on the DS because they were puzzle games, so they worked worked naturally.
Phoenix Wright is coming to like every platform, right?
The trilogy's coming to every platform.
You gotta play it. It's coming on the PC as well.
Gotta play it.
The trilogy. But it's a visual novel. Wait, you like visual novels, right?
He likes visual novels.
Sure. Yeah, I like visual novels a lot.
This Phoenix one has
I never really thought of Phoenix Wright as a visual novel. I considered it more like a Professor Layton kind of game.
It's actually more of a visual novel than a Professor Layton game.
I like that better, honestly.
I think the reason why you would think that is because it's a very good gateway for people who have not played visual novels.
Yeah,
it's mild and it doesn't have the brother-sister sex.
That's a plus.
It's also not. It's actually also not really like choice matters, different endings. It's actually technically, if I get technical about it, it's actually a kinetic novel because there aren't like branching paths.
It's linear.
Yeah, it's linear. You have to do the right
Okay.
choices to get to the, and it's abstract puzzle solving, which sometimes make your head spin. And otherwise you just kind of go around, point and click, and you got to click on the right things to get to the next spot. So
I'm still gonna get it on the Switch. I've played it so many times, but fuck it, I don't care.
I'm probably going to get on the Switch on my partner's Switch only because A, she still hasn't finished game number 3 and it's driving me nuts. And 2, I lost my first 2 DS games. I haven't looked around for new copies of it, so I might as well just get it again on the Switch. So and it makes me real mad about it. Can't believe
I can't wait to play on the TV. I know it's stupid, but I really want to play on the TV.
I hope. Oh no, they won't do this. I was gonna say it would be awesome if they had it like your next button and your like court record on the thing while it's on the screen. But they won't do that.
That would be cool.
No, but they would. Actually, ironically, that would have worked perfectly. The Wii U. Yeah, I was just gonna say the Wii U would have been perfect for that, but that's okay. That's okay.
So did you play anything, Sarah? Or was it just moving?
I did. I mean, tons of moving. Lots and lots of moving. Not much playing games. But I did actually play a game, if only to piss off my partner. So I was super, super... So I got Kingdom Hearts 3, which I was not expecting to buy. Because I did play games 1 and 2 for Kingdom Hearts, and I was really into the games when I was younger. I think because they were RPG games when I was younger, like JRPGs really intimidated me, so I didn't really get into Final Fantasy and games like that, but Kingdom Hearts was really easy. And it was good gameplay, actually, too. Yeah. And the story, was very Final Fantasy weird, power of friendship and willpower and stuff like that. The typical tropes. And also very, like... weird storyline. And so I played games 1 and 2, got really into it, and like everyone else I was waiting for game number 3. And so then the first side game comes out and you're like, oh, that's cool, but I never got it. I think I had it, my brother had a PSP, but I just never got it. I never got into it, especially since a lot of the original games my brother bought. I didn't really buy them, so I didn't get into the first one. And then they just kept making more and more and more side games. And like most people, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you making more side games? And I just didn't buy any of them just because I was like, what are you doing? And so when finally number 3 was announced, actually when Kingdom Hearts 3 was first announced, I actually thought it was a joke. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was some clever scheme joke. I saw the screenshots. I was like, there's no way this is real. There's just no way. And then finally they had like an actual date it was coming out. And I was like, wait, what? And then I just didn't think about it because I was like, it's been so long. Like I have no idea what the story is about. And so, but then what happened was my partner, who has only played half of the first game and then put it down because she got bored, the radio show she's part of, Checkpoint XP, they wanted to do a segment on it. And so she said that she and one other person would, play it. And when she told me that, I went, no. I've been sitting on my butt for the past, year, not playing any video games and not doing anything productive for myself. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to play it.
Playing video games is productive. You heard it here first.
I know, right?
No, I mean, it is for some people.
It's true. So anyway, so I bought it, which was strange because usually my brother would buy a copy, we would share, but we don't currently live together right now. We're supposed to soon, but we don't right now. So we each bought a copy, which is very unusual. And yeah, I started playing it. And I did read up the wikis as much as I could. I watched a 30-minute video to try to catch up on the story, and holy crap. There's a lot to learn.
I feel like it's better if you just went in blind.
My thoughts on the game. I
because
haven't
now you have expectations. I will say for people who are
interested.
Yeah.
I will say if you did take the time to at least read up on all the side games, or if you played through all of them, I will say that the storyline of this game so far seems to reward you for doing that. If you have not, and maybe you only played game 1 and 2, good luck. Because it's really right out of the gate, what is going on? And also what was really bad, the game leaves a horrible, horrible first impression. I'm just going to warn anybody right now that's listening to this. They start the game by saying Kingdom Hearts 2.9, which of course made us all go, what? And it's almost kind of an inside joke, because it basically is this mini prologue, and then you play the rest of the game, because literally the game Dream Drop Distance, which was the 3DS game, leads directly
Dream Drop
into...
Distance, 3D, get
3D, exactly.
Oh my
leads
God.
directly into this game. And so literally because I was super confused of how they were starting it. So I literally looked at the wiki because I knew that came out right before, and I looked it up what the storyline was. I was like, oh, now I get it. But yeah, so basically the end of Dream Drop Distance leads directly into like the prologue 2.9, and then you play the rest of the game. But the prologue part, it was rushed. I'm not joking, because it doesn't play, like, the dialogue is weird, even for a kitschy, childish, kind of juvenile game, it was off. The voice acting was terrible. And these are people who know how to voice act. It was like every line, they would have, like, 2 beats too much in between each line being, like, shown. So that was weird. So, like, the timing was super off on all the, the jokes. Everyone read their lines as if they were like separate lines, not like part of an overarching dialogue. So like, as I explained it, it was like a middle school writing a play performed by middle schoolers. That's how it felt like.
Oh yeah,
even
it
for
is.
A game that's even for a game that's very like juvenile in nature.
It's so simple though. It's Disney and Final Fantasy. How the fuck do you screw it up?
I know, and the first part, that prologue part, it's really bad. I heard later that it was one of the last things they made for the game, because I think they thought they had to make a prologue section, so that was why. And it shows, and then the gameplay that you do in that first part is just extremely linear and annoying, and it doesn't make any sense. And then finally you get to the rest of the game, and it sounds like a Kingdom Hearts game. So now I'm into it, because I'm like, okay, I'm finally getting my childish dialogue, but that's not like 8th grade read to me. I'm kind of getting what the story's about, even though like they kind of reiterate some things, but if you don't know what they're talking about, it sounds like gibberish. But yeah, I mean, if you're into the series, they're letting it go. I think the main thing that frustrates me the most, I have read so many wikis about this game. There was a side game that was never released to the United States. The only reason we have any knowledge of it is because in one of those final remixes that they did a year before the game came out, they put a compilation of like a video for it in one of those final remixes, so you just watched a video that explained everything. From what I can tell, is one of the most important games to understand what's going on in this game, because it's like a super past section. Because there's a thing that they describe in the game called a black box in the Book of Prophecies. And I was like, what the heck is that? The bad guys are looking for it. It's only referenced in that game. So, like, and I mean, Kingdom Hearts, this has been actually a problem for a long time. I don't know if you guys are aware, but like the first game and even in the second game, there were cutscenes that were not included in the American release of the game.
I didn't know that.
Number two was especially just... Because number 2, as much as I loved Kingdom Hearts 2, there were plot holes. You were like, wait, how did this happen? And it turned out that there were just cutscenes that were not included in the American version. And they kept doing that in all of the games. Because that's why those final remixes were so popular. Because literally those final remixes were remakes of those games with all the cutscenes. So... this has been a problem since forever. So, like, I don't know why. I still, to this day, don't know. And I'm wondering if we're missing something now for number 3. I haven't heard yet. But it's just like, why? This has been a notorious problem. So,
when I get this game, which I most probably will in the future when it's on, like, a discount, I'll just...
Yeah.
Action, Disney. That's it. I'm going to focus on.
Yeah.
Story is
pretty
just...
much.
Yeah.
Story is just confusing. I mean, luckily so far with luckily they've kind of simplified it right now. Like, Sora's storyline is kind of simplified, although there's a lot of details that if you don't understand what happened before, it doesn't make any sense. There's a character that comes back randomly that, like, if you had only played number 2, you'd be like, why is only he back here? Why is he special? But if you read up all the other games, you're like, oh, that's why he's special. There's a lot of reading, and you kind of need some preparation. Like, you can play it, but you will be very lost very quickly if you have no idea what's going on. So it's but yeah, otherwise gameplay is fine. It's faster paced, which is fine. The only thing that I don't like, and I never played Dream Drop Distance, so I don't know if this was part of that, but you don't get summons anymore, and you don't really seem to get your forms, although that might change. Sometimes if you do certain things, which happens all the time when you're in a battle, you get to summon Disney rides. Like, you could be on a teacup thing, there's a water slide thing. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. You have to look it up online. You have some of these rides, and, like, they do, like, you know, massive damage and stuff like that. It's just, the problem is that they're just very clunky to control and very flashy and confusing. When you're in a tight spot and you can do one of those things, it's like, why would I?
Camera has never been a strong point of the Kingdom Hearts series.
No, it really never has been. And it's still not here. They at least have the lock-on system. That still works well. So, thank God. But yeah, it's been weird. I'm enjoying it. I haven't gotten that far in it. I just got out of, like, you go to Twilight Town as, like, after the prologue. That's where you go first. I finally got out of that one, and I just got out of Toy Story Land. Or no, did I get out of there yet? I'm like at the end of Toy Story Land. I'm about to get out of it. Yeah, so it's Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, it's hard. I don't know whether to say to recommend it or not. I think if you are a fan of the series, just wait till it's on discount. If you're a super big fan of the series, then get it now. You know, it's worth it. I don't know what the ending's like. I have no idea, but we'll see. I'm gonna play through it, so that's it.
Okay. How far are you?
Not very far at all. I'm honestly only on the second world after the prologue. I'm at the end of the second world, which is Toy Story World. But I'm like at the end of it, so I'm not really not that far. Yeah, Toy Story Land is pretty much the first main world you go to.
That's interesting. I thought it would be later on, because I believe it's one of the more anticipated ones.
I thought it was too. I was shocked when it was kind of the first one. I was like, really? Because exactly. It was one of the most highly anticipated ones, but I guess they put that first. I don't know. I forget what the second one is. Because basically you see your first two choices, but one has a lower level than the other one. So obviously you go to that one first, which is Toy Story Land. So I forget what the second one is. But the prologue takes place in Olympus for some reason. Don't ask why. There is a reason, but the bad dialogue makes it not very clear that that's why you're going there. But anyway, but yeah, it's, I'm really not that far into it, but I finished the first world, which was Twilight Town. Now I just did Toy Story, and I'm about to go somewhere else, so we'll see how it works. The guy who voices Woody in the Toy Story Land, his impression of Tom Hanks is very, is it Tom Hanks or, no, it's Tom Hanks. Did Tom Hanks voice Woody?
Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Okay, Tom Hanks was Woody. Okay. Tim Allen was Buzz. The guy who voices... Because when we first heard the guy who voices Woody, we were like, ooh, that's a pretty bad impression of Tom Hanks. We found it was his brother.
Yeah, Tom Hanks' brother does everything that Tom Hanks doesn't do.
Yes.
Yeah, so awkward. The guy who...
Even the toys, the actual toys that you pull, yeah.
Yeah. So weird. So the guy who's impersonating Tim Allen, though, did a really good job. We actually wondered if it was actually Tim Allen. He did a very good job.
Just gotten Patrick Warburton again, because he did the TV show.
That would be funny. They did get, because Rex and Ham are in it, and they actually got the original voice actors. We did, because they sound really good, and we're like, oh, wow. And then we found it was actually them. We're like, oh, that's weird.
I wonder how Tom Hanks' brother feels. I mean, I'm sure it pays really well.
Sure.
But you're referred to as Tom Hanks' brother. I don't even know his name. Something Hanks, probably.
I want to say it's Jim Hanks.
Jim Belushi.
I thought it was Jim Hanks, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I think it's Jim, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the problem is that it's not a very good impression. You can tell it's someone who was trying to get the cadence of Tom Hanks, but just didn't quite get it. So that's why I was kind of like, oh, that is his brother? Ooh, try a little better, man. You lived with the guy. Just saying. Sorry.
I mean, it's basically his job to be his brother in things that his brother doesn't want to do.
So funny. Who wants that? I guess it pays, but yikes.
The pay is pretty good, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't mind.
I mean, I guess I would do it too if I had to.
Yeah. So, yes.
But yeah, that's about it that I can really say about it.
I am very, very close to finishing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh.
Because I like how the way they did the main quests. Basically, there's not one main quest, but 3. and you can finish one without finishing the others. So now I'm trying to finish the last one. So actually, I quite like that the way they break it up. It's definitely one of the best games I've played that came out from last year. That's for sure. The other game that I played is an indie game called Earhart. I
played that.
You played that?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a key for the Nintendo Switch, and I did a review on my channel. Yes, I did a review after like months. So Earhart is that roguelike sky fishing game, right?
Did you know when you started playing it that it was a roguelike?
I think I saw the words a couple of times, but I wasn't.
Because I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
And that ruined it for me. I played for 4 hours and then died and lost everything. It's like, oh, well, I'm never playing this again.
Okay, yeah. So apparently they updated it with a normal mode, where you die and you don't lose everything.
That's how the game should be, given how slowly it takes you to acquire things.
Which was the mode I played.
It shouldn't be possible to go for 4 hours without dying.
Yeah. So it has some cool concepts. So it's basically a cartoony, cel-shaded looking game. It's a top-down.
I like the graphics.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's top-down. You control a plane. It's a shooter, but there's also sky fishing. So basically you collect fish to get money, and you destroy ships to get parts, because there's a crafting system, and the crafting system is
it's dumb. Like, so the crafting system,
it's all guessing.
It's a discovery-based crafting system, so it's guessing, but also you earn money so much faster. You can buy the things before you can generally craft them anyway. So the only reason to craft things is to sell them, because you can't sell the parts. You can only sell the things after they've been crafted. So this is like this extra
it's a guessing
effort
game
to sell things. And also, the worst part is, it's a guessing game, and so after you guess the thing,
it doesn't record it down.
The recipe. Well, it did when I thought it did when I played. But if you died, it reset.
Oh shit!
So you have to rediscover everything.
It records it if you get the recipe right.
Have the parts. Right. Yes.
So let's say
have the parts. It doesn't tell you what you're missing.
So let's say there's 4 parts in that recipe, right? If you only guess 3, it doesn't actually record the 3 that you've already guessed.
Right. Okay. Yes.
And the position of the parts is also important.
Yeah.
Which is
the crafting system is the same as is it Mind Master? Is that the game where you have like the colored pegs and you're trying to guess the order, and you say there are 3 pegs of the right color. 1 peg is in the right position, and you go from there.
No idea what that
Mind
is.
Master. Okay. I mean, I've seen it. It's a board game, and I've seen it in other video games.
The visuals are really nice. The concept is basically you go into the world. So there's like a level. So you finish that level, and then you can shoot yourself up to a higher level. But because of that concept, they also made it so that the previous level you can see at the bottom, which is basically the background, which is cool. It's really pretty.
Oh, it's
but
Mastermind.
It's super difficult to see anything. Everything just everything's really bright and colorful, and I can't really see the bullets. Sometimes I miss. Sometimes I can't really keep track where my plane is.
That's true.
And I bang into walls. So it would have been better if they like kind of blurred out the background with clouds or something.
Yeah, wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah.
What did you think of like the return to base mechanic?
I thought it was interesting. You're talking.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
The dive down and dodge things ability.
Yeah.
So it's less fun when I know it's a roguelike.
I played it. It's much better to play in docked mode because the TV is just bigger.
Okay, I put it on PC.
Yeah. So when I played it on my Switch handheld mode, it's just so difficult to see anything. Even the UI, everything is just scaled down. It's just.
I believe it.
Even the words is just difficult to read. I mean, it's a solid game.
Yeah, I mean, did you ever play there was a game that came out that was very similar where you were like a fisherman, but like in outer space. You're like a fisherman bounty hunter. And so the goal is like to go out and like hunt like giant space whales.
Black Odyssey?
And yeah, that sounds right. Black Odyssey sounds right. It reminded me of that.
I remember Black Odyssey has like a harpoon kind of thing.
Yes. It has a not super engaging harpoon. But I liked this better because it seemed like there was more Goth. Black Sea, yes, thank you. And it didn't seem as luck based, because like in Black Sea Odyssey, every time you go out, there's like a progression. Like the things just everything gets harder. But in this game, if you wanted to, you could go up to not the hardest level, and just like farm at lower levels if you wanted to. Although going back up once you return to base, just like a chore to get back to the levels you cared about. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't have like a shortcut system.
No,
which is annoying.
It should have, like, every 5 levels, just let you skip back up. Because, like, it's not like it's hard to get back up there. It's literally just time-consuming.
Yeah, and Earhart also has that harpoon mechanic, and it's actually pretty fun. I wish it was a bit more...
right. It was a little better.
Yeah.
Actually completely forgot I had the harpoon mechanic, too.
I wish the harpoon mechanic was a bit more like a major mechanic.
Yeah, maybe. I could see it. It'd be cool if it was.
Oh, Sarah, we were talking about what you should play for your channel, right?
Yes.
Life is Strange 2.
Revitalize my channel. I guess that's fair.
Come on.
I know. I haven't
and
played
it's on sale now. Just
before
fucking...
this. I know. I haven't played Before the Storm yet, so I feel like I also need to play that at some point.
You don't have to play Before the Storm first. It's a prequel.
I know.
By the way, I have Before the Storm, and I played a couple hours of it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what is wrong, but just doesn't feel as compelling as the first one.
Well, I mean, you don't have the time power, so...
Not just that, but like,
good.
I just kind of felt annoyed with everything. I don't know why.
Interesting. You're playing as Chloe?
Yeah. I'll need to play it again. But yeah, it's currently only episode 2 though. Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, I should get on that.
Yeah.
Some point.
That is my week. Pretty much just played those 2.
What did I do? I played more StarCraft 2. I played more Battle Chasers.
Are you not done with that?
I watched. No, last episode I said I was on the second to last dungeon. I am now on the last dungeon. So
Woo!
by next episode I should be done with the game. I watched Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage, which is a delightfully bad game. Oh, that game's supposed to be good. Astroneer.
Yeah, it just came out of early access.
It's supposed to be pretty good.
Oh, is this going to be another?
Until now.
Is this going to be another? Oh, what's that game called that we made fun of?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't promise you the world.
It doesn't promise me the world. Okay. At least that's something.
Yeah,
it's basically like explore and build your base, and you can play multiplayer, those kind of stuff. Okay. And it just came out early access.
Cool. All right.
I started watching this Netflix anime. I'm trying to remember. Let's see if I can Google the name. Because it looked a little bit like Mob Psycho or Movie Psycho. But the trailer for it, when you mouse over it, was really bad. Okay, it's called Hot Blooded, I think. No. What? Is that right? Oh, it's called The Disastrous Life of Psyche K. And it's about a boy who's psychic, and he's trying to... And by psychic, I mean they gave him all the powers. Like, he's telekinetic, he can read minds, he can...
Pyrokinesis?
Teleport.
Oh.
He's pyrokinesis.
Of course.
He can basically do everything. But his goal is just to become as unnoticed as possible. He doesn't want any trouble.
Is it a comedy?
It's a comedy. So the trailer was pretty dumb. And even the first half of the first episode was pretty dumb. I'm like, halfway through, I'm like, okay, I get the idea. It's fine. I'm not going to watch it anymore. But the second half was really good. And then episodes 2 and 3 were really good. It's not like a normal anime. Each episode, it's almost more like Happy Tree Friends or something, where each episode is like 3 shorts that don't really have a lot to do with each other. There's a little bit of continuity, but not a lot of continuity. It's kind of just like, here's a sketch with a joke. Here's a sketch with a joke. Here's a sketch with a joke.
It's interesting. So there's
no
overarching plot?
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, there's definitely... I mean, there is a continuity. Things will be referred to, but like if you watched any sketch by itself, you'd be able to follow it pretty well and get why it was funny. For the most part.
Wait, what is it called again?
He'll try to The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. Saiki is spelled Saiki.
Okay.
Found it.
Yeah, Psyche.
Oh, super.
So like, there's an episode where he's trying to play. He has to play dodgeball because he's in high school. He's like, oh, dodgeball, I hate this. It's so hard because I can very easily throw the ball so fast it kills people. And I have to try really hard not to throw the ball to kill people. And so he throws the ball super soft. And then everyone's like, oh, boo, try hard. He's like, okay, I don't want to be too noticed. I gotta like raise my popularity level higher. And so he's like trying to like play dodgeball, like okay, but not too good. And like so he's like getting hit on purpose just so he can get knocked out. But like his teammates are like diving in front of the ball to like save him. Like, you can do it, we believe in you. He's like, God damn it, I don't want to play dodgeball.
That's funny.
It's really funny. I was laughing pretty hard. I'm definitely gonna watch more.
He is vulnerable to bugs.
I don't know that, you spoiled it.
No, that's
like
a Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon thing.
That's a Pokemon thing.
Weird.
Psychic is weak to bugs.
Oh.
I don't get it. It's gotta be like some lore that's rooted in somewhere, probably.
Because he cannot read their minds and predict their actions. That's what he said. It's what the wiki said.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is a Pokemon thing.
Yeah, well, that's how I always remember what is weak against Psychic is it's all the basic fears. Dark, Bug, I forget what the other one is.
Oh, maybe because their
Other
psychic abilities enhance their mental capacities, including their fears, maybe. It's probably bullshit. They're probably just like, oh, what would be good against Psychic? Let's put bugs.
Psychic.
Bugs. We need to make bugs useful. They don't just get crushed.
Ghost. That's the third one.
Ghost.
They're weak, Bug, Ghost, and Dark. Fear of ghosts, fear of bugs,
and Ghost
fear
is
of the dark.
also weak to Psychic, right?
No,
I don't remember.
Let me see. No, it's actually nope. It's just super effective against Psychic. Ghost is weak to Ghost. Ghost is weak to Ghost. That's what it is. And Ghost and normal, like, they can't hit each other.
Maybe ghosts just typically have low special defense, which makes Psychic good against them.
It might be, yeah. Well, you also might be thinking of as dragons are good against dragons.
Yeah, that's true.
That's, I think, one of the few that their type is good against their own type, I think.
Dragons aren't really good against anything. They're just also really immune to everything.
Yeah, they're resistant to a lot of things.
You teach them other things. Like, you teach your Gyarados Earthquake, and then just wrecks everything.
Yeah.
So that's a movie.
Anyway. The Saiki K?
Yeah, live action.
There's a live-action Moby Psycho movie, too. It was terrible. I didn't watch it.
That reminds me, I watched an anime movie a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention. I saw Dragon Ball Broly.
That's the newest one,
theaters. Right? Yes, it is. I haven't watched that many Dragon Ball... So, I gotta explain real quick. I haven't watched that many Dragon Ball movies because, honestly, I'm not a huge Dragon Ball fan in general. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, whatever. All those things. However, my partner and my brother say they hate it and watch it religiously. So, I have been forced to watch a lot of Dragon Ball movies. And they're all pretty bad. This new Broly movie, I will have to say... is probably the best one I've seen as far as a Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, that's what I've heard a lot. The
storyline, because they changed the storyline for Broly. It's a different storyline. Actually, like, makes sense. Like, the motivations make sense. Everything makes sense. There's nothing that weird. The fight scenes are extremely over-dramatic and over the top. And, spoiler, you do see Gogeta. So that's a plus. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It had a lot of Dragon Ball silly moments, but that's pretty on par for it. But yeah, as a Dragon Ball movie, I mean, I'm not a huge Dragon Ball fan, and I had fun watching it. It was crazy effects. You could see when it went from, like, 2D animation to the 3D stuff, because you're like, oh, this looks like it's from the video game. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, it was actually pretty good. If you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into, like, fighting anime stuff or Dragon Ball, it's good. I'd watch it.
Nice. I think I want to watch it.
It's good. I mean, it's not bad, actually. It's entertaining.
I've never really sat down to watch a Dragon Ball movie.
They're pretty bad. The ones I've seen have been really bad.
The
Broly ones especially are really bad, actually.
The last one that I watched sort of a little bit here and there is the one where he fought some cat god thing.
Oh, jeez. What's his name? Yeah, I know who you're
I
talking
like that
about.
cat god thing.
He's
I've only
he's
seen
on
pictures of it.
he's on their side. They at first he's an enemy at first, but he becomes their ally later. He's like Satan of that world, but he's not called Satan. I can't think of his name because there is a Mr. Satan, but that's a human person.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but he's like the Satan of that world. So he becomes their friend later. Yeah. But yeah, so I forgot to add that. Also, Konosuba, first season is dubbed, and it's a good dub. They did a really good job. So if you're into that and you prefer dubs, I'd watch it. It's good. They did a very good job.
I watched Akira with people from work who hadn't seen it.
Akira, as in
And-
the 80s movie.
The original Akira, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
You guys have seen it?
Yeah.
I
At some
think I
point.
have. I think I did at one point. My brother got really into those
I'm pretty
movies.
sure you did.
I think I
I
did.
think they liked it, but it definitely is like, it's one of those movies where it's so old, you're like, it has a lot of like gravitas behind it. Like you expect a lot, and then it's just like, it's okay. It's real
Yeah.
friggin' weird.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah.
Definitely anime.
You should, make them watch Evangelion next.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet they've seen that. I don't know. They got me watching Violet Evergarden, which is pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
How
The
is
one that you
that?
mentioned, yeah.
Yeah,
I think you guys would
that's
like
right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it really sad? I heard it was kind of sad.
It definitely so far. I'm only 6 episodes in. There hasn't been anything where I'm like, oh, that's so sad. But I would say there is kind of a running thread of general sadness because the
Okay.
idea is the main character, like from birth, basically has been in the military. Like she doesn't even know her parents. She's just been trained to be like a human weapon.
Right.
And her commanding officer, like before he dies, as far as we know, I bet he's not dead. I don't actually know. But
Yeah.
before he dies, he's like, I love you. And then she like passes out and she wakes up in the hospital like weeks later with like robot arms. And she's like, what does I love you mean? I must figure out what it means to be people. And so
Got
the whole
it, yeah.
show is her just trying to like learn how to people. And it's like, this is kind of sad because you're damaged.
Yeah,
But
got it.
it's
okay.
really interesting.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. And the last thing I watched was I am 1 or 2 episodes behind of being current on the Orville, which is my favorite thing I'm currently
I
watching.
actually watched a few episodes of that.
It's good.
It's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I never know how to
Seth MacFarlane. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Never yeah, you know what I mean, right?
I know what you mean. Seth MacFarlane is not an automatic seal of quality humor.
Yeah. I wasn't sure which Seth MacFarlane, but I really like this Seth MacFarlane that I'm seeing in Orville.
Yeah. I'm interested
It's very
too, 'cause
weird,
Amazon.
It's very weird to see him be that
Oh,
way.
Because his character's kind of serious.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Yeah.
he's occasionally very flippant, like just making one-liner jokes, but like for the most part, he's not a silly character.
Yeah, he's
compared
the
to
serious
everyone
one.
else.
Everybody else is the silly
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I'm curious to see because Amazon Prime is working on a Galaxy Quest show. I'm curious to see how that will compare to this.
Seriously.
I feel like this
damn.
is already that.
They're putting a lot of money in. They have the Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
show, they have the Galaxy Quest.
I forgot about the Lord of the Rings show. That's interesting.
America got season
I
2.
started listening. I didn't watch season 1.
Oh, it's good.
I didn't watch Preacher.
It has
it's funny,
that old guy, the
Gary Oldman.
no. He's the guy from John Wick. That was like the old guy that kind of like knows what's going on. God damn it! I can never.
Ian McShane.
Yes.
Ian McShane's good.
Yeah, you should watch
I'll
America
watch
Got
anything
just for
with
Ian McShane.
Okay. I didn't love the book that much is the problem.
To be fair, some books I feel is better as a TV or movie.
Yeah, I'm sure this diverges pretty hard. Like, there's no way that book has enough to be a whole TV show, so there's probably it's different. The premise is great. Like, I liked the sequel book, or the pseudo-sequel, Anansi's Boys, a lot. I started listening to I've been listening to that podcast, Podcast The Ride, where they talk about Disneyland theme parks. The last week's episode had a guest on of Griffin Newman, who plays Arthur on The Tick. And I found out he has a podcast called Blank Check, where he and his friend will pick a director who early on in their career had some movie they did that that it was good or whatever, and basically meant for the rest of their careers they got blank checks to make whatever movies they wanted. And so you get some pretty weird stuff because they don't have a ton of they have a lot of personal creative agency with these blank checks. And so right now I'm listening to the series of movies from the director who did Starship Troopers and RoboCop, and he's kind of just generally very violent,
Campy.
Kind of campy, but heavy on like the Jesus theme and the political commentary, like with Nazis and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. And
Those bugs are Nazis.
Well, no, the humans are Nazis.
Oh yeah.
And he's really good at improv actually, so he's really interesting. Yeah, Griffin Newman. That's been good. That's my week. That's all. Pretty much all I did since the last podcast. Sorry. It was more interesting for you. A little dismissive, like,
Nah. News?
Yes.
News. Oh, I have a run random thing. I was looking at games coming up, and I saw an alpha test for this game called Wanderfog. So,
Wanderfog.
This is a little Wanderfog. I'm going to read this description to you because it's hilariously poorly written. It's a little long, but not too long.
Oh, no.
This multiplayer online game, with a hyphen, is about treasure hunters. Do you like to wander alone through endless sands and stone deserts? Do you like the long quest for treasures and artifacts?
Wait,
aren't you
multiplayer,
afraid
right?
of Yes. Aren't you afraid of evil monsters and hidden robbers? Do you like craft and money? So already, this is too many questions with no answers.
Too many questions.
Welcome to Wanderfog. Welcome to sands and rocks of the Dead Sea, treasure hunter. Find treasures and artifacts in the poisonous fog and try to come back alive to sell them. Gold, crystals, coins, and ancient weapons. Everything can be bought and sold here. Either you found, crafted, or robbed it. Remember one thing, it will be long and lonesome to wander around these sands and reefs and to fight with monsters and other players' robbers. We are sure that you will be strong and careful, and you will have best weapon and armor. You can find the artifact in 30 minutes and get money, or lose a whole day and get nothing. Such a game. This is a joke of the goddess Sea Moon. But you have a lot of chances to catch your luck. Don't worry. All characters are of 3rd level. This is cool, because there will be only 4 levels. You get the whole level of crafting, speed, and searching for artifacts. The whole world, 30 kilometers, to search valuable artifacts, powerful weapons, play, and become rich! It's just like the insane rambling of a madman. Like, I just love it, like, this is a joke of the goddess Sea Moon. What does that mean? It's not, like, that doesn't make any sense. It's just, oh, I'm so delighted. I kind of want to sign up for the alpha. But it's going to be terrible. It's not going to be a fun game.
Wanderfog.
Wanderfog.
All right.
I wonder if they stole the fog from
I like that how
like the Battle Royale
I like how the
stuff.
first sentence is multiplayer online game, and then the next sentence is do you like to play alone?
Well, I think it means no co-op.
Choose one, motherfucker. Choose one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what it means. You can find the artifact in 30 minutes and get money, period. Or lose a whole day and get nothing. Does it mean a day of real time? Like, I don't, that's a gamble. Maybe you can only play once a day.
Jeez.
Oh, you know that popular phone game where it's like a quiz, like a trivia quiz, and you can win like 56 cents if you win it, if you get them all right. It's a popular.
No idea.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. But what if we made a video game that was a battle royale game, but it was only like once a day for 30 minutes, and it supported. It was one game. Like it's like you'd have to have massive servers. But if you know when all the players are playing, you can do it. And so the whole world plays a battle royale for 30 minutes once a day.
Oh my god.
Like just some big Agar.io type thing. I bet that could work. Don't know how you monetize it, but it could work. I guess ads is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ads is always the answer these days.
But ads
Millennials
require
best
a
kept
lot of
secret.
face time, watch time.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna
that's the problem.
just gonna be on for a while, might not work. Yeah, loot
I mean,
boxes. Fuck it.
I don't know how the app makes money. The trivia app. It has ads, I guess. and obnoxious hosts. Anyway, let's get to the news. Real news.
Real news.
Real
Not
news.
Wander Fog fart news.
The multiplayer alone game.
I'm just impressed he spelled desert right. Pet peeve. My number one pet peeve right now is I'm reading like these Warhammer forums, and people are talking about like winning and losing games, and I cannot remember the last time I saw somebody spell lose correctly.
Oh, yeah.
It's always loose.
Yep.
And I freaking hate it.
Same.
Like, I wouldn't mind
an
it every
extra
now and then.
keystroke.
But I just never see it spelled properly.
And I don't
It's an extra
understand why.
keystroke, too. It's an extra
I don't get what
keystroke.
makes that one so hard.
Yeah.
They're adding an extra keystroke.
Mine's a lot when people make it one word. I hate
That one I can understand.
That one is
and I
just
don't
mostly
see it as frequently,
That one is
but it
mostly
is annoying.
laziness, I feel.
I know, but I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You've
News.
seen the hyperbole and a half comic about the A-lot?
Yeah, I have.
Every time? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's so funny. I think about it every time I see one of those things. Ugh. Anyway.
So let's start off with some...
We're never going to get to news.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start off with some small little cute one. So Axiom
Yeah.
Verge. It's currently free on
Yeah,
the Epic
cool.
Game Store. Do you know what happened?
What? I don't.
Okay, so Axiom Verge
Cute, though.
is free on the Epic Game Store. So everybody like, whoa, Axiom Verge, let's get it, download it, and play it. 100% crash. Everybody. The reason is because
Epic Games.
the developer went in to delete every file that had the name Steam in it because he wanted to remove all the steam.dll files. But he forgot one of his sound files was also named Steam. He deleted the sound file and it crashed every single time.
That's crazy.
It was really funny.
Crashed everything.
Okay, that was really funny. The dev...
It was the dev's fault. The Axiom Verge dev.
Yeah,
was
the
at fault.
developer actually tweeted out, oh, sorry about that, guys. I accidentally deleted all of the Steam files, including one of the... So everybody got...
Gosh.
That's one funny thing. The second funny thing is people found this out through the Steam forums.
Haha, of course.
Because Epic Games
Where
has
else
no...
are they going to do it?
Yeah, has no community. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, because they don't make any stupid community stuff.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It is a funny thing.
I do have some very, very sad news.
Oh.
My favorite company ever, Quantic Dream, is got bought out by NetEase.
That's the
So now
Chinese
they're gonna
company.
they're now going to be on every platform.
Hmm.
So David Cage is finally free from PlayStation and will be on Xbox and PC. You too
Oh,
can
boy.
get David Cage's fever dreams on every console.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go cry in a corner now. He's invading everything.
It's a good thing because he's gonna bring emotion to the other platforms.
Emotion. Feel.
Emotions.
This is real writing.
Because
Decisions.
so far only PlayStation has emotions.
Yeah, only PlayStation does. The other news is Mario Kart Mobile is getting delayed until summer. It got delayed again. So if you're looking forward to that,
I wonder
wait till it gets warm.
I wonder how it's gonna play. Is it gonna play like a straight up Mario Kart?
I'm not really sure. Some people are speculating that they're trying to
That is
wait
gonna
till
control
phones
like
advance,
shit on
but-
touch screens, man.
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, those were the... Oh, the other thing in news that I think is important is Microsoft is actually expanding Xbox Live to PC and Android,
Switch.
iOS, and the Switch. So, Xbox, I guess, figured if you can't fight them, join them.
So basically, like you can earn Xbox achievements by playing the games on other platforms.
Yeah. You can share friend lists and stuff like that. We don't really
Yeah.
quite know anything else. But
Basically, it's
that's
a
about it.
social profile.
Yeah, so... Alright.
Don't expect Halo on the Nintendo Switch or anything, though. So, like,
Yeah, no. But it is interesting that they're doing that, especially
Yeah.
bringing something like that to Nintendo Switch where the Nintendo Online is kind of lacking in that.
Microsoft,
So.
what they're doing right is all the other stuff, except the games. Sony, what they're
I
doing
know.
right is the games, but not all the other stuff. It's
I
fucking
know,
annoying.
it's really annoying because Xbox Live has always been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Since day one.
Did
It's
you
always
see
been
the
pretty solid.
freaking Microsoft ad for Super Bowl for the adaptive controller?
I actually didn't see that one.
They fucking took out an ad for the Super Bowl. You guys know how expensive it is, right? for
Yeah,
their
oh yeah.
for their disable friendly adaptive controller, and not for
That's
like
right. No, I did see that.
yeah,
I
and
did
it's
see that.
and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
for like some big game or anything.
I see. I
That's
didn't
actually pretty
realize
cool.
that was Super Bowl.
Yeah,
ad.
no, I did. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Yes, I did see that. It was pretty
That's
cool.
actually a really good thing.
Yeah, no, very.
Yeah.
Although I still think the T-Mobile commercials won the commercials for Super Bowl, I will say.
In terms of crying your heart out, or
Just funny.
okay, I didn't see
Being
it.
funny.
I need to see
there
a
was a
compilation of
few.
Super Bowl ads. Honestly, that's
You need to see. Yeah,
I'm
there was a
more
bunch of the
interested in the
T-Mobile
ads.
ones. They were pretty fun. Yeah, well,
I heard the
ads
game
were
is really
packed up this
boring.
year.
It's a 13-3 game. Low
The
scoring
game was the only reason we had it on is I am not a football person, but my partner is, so we had it on, and yeah, the only reason that it was interesting at all was one of my friends almost won money because he was betting on 10-3. So
Ooh.
when the other team did that final 3-pointer, he was very upset. Very. So that was a fun time. It was like the last 2 minutes of the game too. It sucked. Anyway.
Yeah. What was I saying?
But yeah. You're talking about ads
adaptive
for...
controller, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all the news I have that's interesting.
So, okay, so another small little news. Small for us, I guess. The PlayStation Network on its own made more money than everybody else. Just the PlayStation Network. I don't think it counts physical games that was sold for the PlayStation. Well,
PlayStation did very well. PlayStation 4 has been selling like hotcakes recently. That mainly they feel Spider-Man single-handedly raised its sales. But
Red Dead
yeah,
Redemption
it's been
2.
selling. And that too. But yeah, Spider-Man they know especially seemed to. I don't know if they checked out Red Dead Redemption 2, but yeah.
I think because Spider-Man actually had a special edition Pro console.
Yes.
So nice.
Yeah,
it's fully red. It's so nice.
Yeah. So, yes, but PlayStation 4 has been selling like hotcakes lately.
Yeah. So big ones, I guess. Do you guys know about the Metro Exodus controversy?
Yes, it was supposed to be on Steam, but now it's only on Epic Games, that one?
Yeah. So Metro Exodus is the third game in the Metro series. The game that is based off of that Russian Eastern European novel about post-apocalyptic kind of stuff. They actually had the Steam pre-orders up for a while, for I think about a year. And then 2 weeks before release, they basically said, oh, we're not releasing on Steam, we're going to be exclusive on Epic Games. So people who have pre-ordered on Steam will get it on Steam. Those who don't buy it on Epic Games will have to wait for a year for it to come out on Steam in 2020. I'm pretty sure this doesn't affect consoles at all. This is more just a PC thing. And one of the things they did was basically said, because Epic Games is only charging us 12% rather than the 30% that Steam takes, we are selling a Metro Exodus on Epic Games for $50 rather than the $60 that's going on Steam.
Oh jeez. Uh-oh. So now people on Steam that pre-ordered had paid $10 more.
They had time to refund because it was a pre-order, plus it was announced 2 weeks before, but still.
But still. It's a jerk move.
2 weeks before, too. It's not like 2 months.
I know, come
2 weeks.
on. Yeah, 2 weeks, that was a last-minute decision.
Yeah.
All right.
It's either a last-minute decision, or they already signed the papers and wanted to continue to use Steam for marketing purposes.
That is actually actually I wouldn't be surprised because that probably did happen. Because it's a great marketing place. Epic Games isn't up there yet, so.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an even more jerk move.
So, so a lot of people got pissed off. I can understand why. The Metro Exodus developers came out and said, if a lot of people on the PC is going to boycott Metro Exodus, they will never develop a game for the PC anymore.
Wait, if a lot of people do buy it?
No, if a lot of people boycott.
Oh.
If they boycott Metro Exodus on the PC, they won't, make a game for...
Make any more games for PC.
PC.
Oh, as opposed to other consoles.
As opposed to the home consoles, yeah.
Got it. Okay, I was like, that's a weird... If you don't buy my game, I'm not going to make any more games. Okay. Got it, okay. Wow, they're just full of dick moves, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know, man. So right now, the Steam users have review bombed all the 2 other Metro games that's currently on Steam.
Yeah, of course they have.
Of course.
Because they have nothing better to do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's... Because when we talk about exclusives, we usually talk about it on consoles, and we usually talk about needing to buy a $300 box to play an exclusive game, while this is not really needing to buy. You just have to download another launcher. Yeah, you have to remember another username or password or whatever, but...
Yes, and another set of user agreements and all that jazz.
I mean, all this is going to do is increase piracy, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I mean, people don't want to pay for Netflix and like Hulu Prime, which I guess those are multiple ongoing fees. It's not like a free platform, but it's still like, I don't know, people are gonna pirate this stuff.
You're breaking up your user base, like.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because, like, on the one hand, competition's good in places like this. I think Steam's kind of gotten a little too big for its britches.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird.
Right, like you should have multiple grocery stores. You shouldn't have a grocery store that sells all the apples and one that sells all the oranges. You have to go to both to get the things you need.
Yeah, honestly, it would be. I mean, we're kind of making fun of them for only selling for $50 in one place, but honestly, it's one of the reasons they should do it on both platforms and have it for different prices, because it would finally start to get them to lower them. And then they would finally be at the same price eventually, but, you know, as that's how it always works. But still, you know.
Yeah.
But
oh well. Honestly, I don't really know how to feel about it. Like, I don't like exclusives, but then is it really an exclusive if it's still on the same platform?
I know, it's a weird question. It's a weird split. I guess, like, if I was still able to buy a physical copy for PC, then I probably would care less. Because then it's like, well, I have the option of not having to... Because the main difference, I would say, when you choose like one or the other, besides the fact that they're not doing exclusives for these kind of platforms, is kind of like which user agreements you're okay with. Because they probably each kind of have slightly different user agreements, which you might not be okay with, you know, depending on what they use your information for. So in that case, it's like, if I have the choice of buying this like on a physical copy and just upload to my own PC... I probably am not going to care so much, because then at least it's like, well, I have that choice. But if I can only get it through only these online stores and have to download it through their online server, then that kind of sucks that I only have one way to do it.
It's also difficult because I understand physical copies, but usually nowadays physical copies come with a key. And and for physical copies, you also need to download updates. So where do you get it from?
Right, exactly.
So if there's a physical copy... Am I linking it to my Steam, linking it to Epic Games? Where do I get my updates from?
It's a weird... I mean, Amazon, for instance, you can download games through Amazon now. Because that's how I did Andromeda, was I think I download through Amazon.
What?
You can buy... Yeah, that's how I got it.
Amazon sells Origin keys though, right?
I think that's how I got it, was like an Origin key. Yeah. So it's sold, like, I could buy the physical copy, but I chose to basically buy the Origin key for PC, and I got it that way. So I was able to do it that way. So stuff, I mean, there's weird ways around it, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I think it's the way it was done, I think, is what sits the most wrong with me.
Yeah, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks before, yeah, that's the biggest one.
The different price and the very likelihood that they were just waiting that long because of free advertising.
My biggest gripe with the Epic Game Store until recently was region pricing, because let's face it, $60, while it's normal in a lot of places, it's really expensive to spend $60. A lot of times it's a week's wage or something for a lot of people. So region pricing is now available on the Epic Game Store. So basically it's pretty much games being sold at cheaper prices. So I saw like the Subnautica, the new one, Below Zero or something. The new Subnautica Below Zero, the price on Epic Game Store and Steam is the same, kind of the same price pretty much. So regional pricing, that's good.
That is good.
There is no way you can beat Steam without regional pricing, because Steam has regional prices everywhere.
Yeah.
No way you can beat them.
Yeah.
people from India and China and Southeast Asia will continue to buy it on Steam.
Yeah.
And
Figure that out.
yeah, I mean, and while those markets individually might not be as big as America or Europe, but together they still make quite a big chunk.
Yeah, I mean, it's still money.
Still money, man.
Pricing,
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Apex Legends. That's a thing that nobody saw coming.
Yes, Apex Legends. It's free. I know someone who played it. They said it was okay. They said they might keep playing it. It is free, so that's a huge plus for it.
Apex Legends is a battle royale from the Titanfall developers. So it's available on Origin and PlayStation.
And they're no longer working on Titanfall.
Nope. That we know of, at least. It is set in the
they
Titanfall
officially
universe.
announced it.
Oh, did they? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's set in the Titanfall universe. It's just a different storyline.
But I think it doesn't have the same movement things, like the grappling hook and the double jumps and stuff. Doesn't have the...
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I never played it. So
and no max. So no max as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does make it a little unique as a
whole
battle
point.
royale is basically you get to pick one of like 8 kind of characters. So it's almost like League of Legends like.
Like
they all have
Overwatch.
kind of different build. Yeah, like different abilities and stuff like that, but in a battle royale setting. So they're probably gonna get like DLC for different characters. I'm assuming is what's gonna happen.
And so far they got 10 million people downloaded
Yeah, I mean it's free.
and 1 million
That's how Fortnite
concurrent.
got popular.
Yeah, and a lot of battle royale veterans are actually really liking it.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're really... Titanfall is a really good game. Like, seriously, it just feels really good. And they translated that into the Battle Royale stuff, and they made some quality of life changes. One of it is the ping system, which is context-based. So instead of talking, you ping something. If you ping an enemy, the character will say something like enemy spotted here, and then you'll see a ping on your map kind of thing. Or if you ping it to like some kind of supply, the character will also say something context-based, so you don't need to talk to people. And that's like a big thing apparently for a lot of people's.
Yeah.
Less toxicity, I guess, also.
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, good for them, I guess, because the past two games, the EA has not done it justice.
Yeah.
The games were good, but
EA
they just
wasn't good for
released
free.
it wrong timing.
Yeah. I mean, they just didn't. They made a blip on the map, on the radar. you know?
Honestly, this one also feels kind of wrong timing. Anthem is coming out.
Oh my god.
Also,
Yeah.
I thought Battlefield 5 was also supposed to have a battle royale.
I'm not
But
sure.
Anthem has no PvP, I thought, was the kind of
No.
controversy there.
No, Anthem.
Anthem is like a Destiny. Does Destiny have PvP?
Destiny has PvP.
Oh.
I thought Anthem said they didn't. And
I'm not
people
too
were
sure.
outraged.
I'm not too sure.
I don't think it does. I just
didn't
heard it
follow
was
it.
boring.
I didn't
That's what I
follow it
heard.
at all. I didn't even bother when to try the beta because apparently a lot of people are having trouble getting into the betas.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
heard
the
that
beta
too.
was pretty bad. I pretty much wasn't gonna buy it unless I heard glowing reviews, and I have heard nothing of the sort. So sorry, BioWare, I'm just not.
The thing I heard is like hovering in a jetpack and shooting people is fun, and that's about it.
Yeah, I heard. Yep, I heard
Everything
it's
else
basically,
looks generic.
I thought that when I first saw it, when
Yeah.
I first saw the preview for it, I was like, I never played Destiny, but
That
I feel like I'm
is-
seeing a Destiny clone.
That is also how I felt about
I-
Destiny. It just looks generic.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
watched it with my coworker who worked on Destiny. And he's like, "Son of a bitch! It's like, this looks so good."
That's funny. Well, it does look really
it's
nice.
just like you can't really tell. It's such a canned. We watched like the EA trailer, or the
Yeah.
E3 trailer. So
Yeah.
like,
I
you
know
can't
what
tell what's real and what's not.
No, I haven't seen it since that trailer, so I don't even know if it looks that good. I just know how it looked then. It did look very good, but it looked generic as all get out. You know, and especially since there's no real character and stuff like that, which is the only reason you
I'm
play a
not even-
BioWare game.
I'm not even sure if it's is it multiplayer or single player focused.
It is.
Kind of both.
I think it's multiplayer focused.
Is it like a
Multiplayer seems
it
like a strong
looks
component,
like
but you
it.
can play it single player. Right?
because Destiny
Yeah.
you can pretty much play the main story single player, but then all the big raids and dungeons you play multiplayer or something, right?
Yeah, so raids and dungeons you have to play multiplayer, but then there's also like you'll be running around in the world and there's like public events, and then as you near them you get instanced in with other players. So it's kind of like an MMO in certain ways.
Okay, yeah. I don't think Anthem did that. It looks pretty, but I think
I recently bought the Division, the first one, because it was on like 90% off with the season pass and everything. And I was like, let's just buy it because it's a grindy loot shooter, and I'm okay with that. And it's not bad. I'm playing a single player, and no, it's not bad. It's really cheap too.
But yeah, I just hope Anthem isn't the final nail on BioWare's coffin.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm quite worried right now.
I'm super worried. They've hinted at a new Dragon Age.
Is it really BioWare if it's not the same people anymore?
I mean, I can't even... Yeah, exactly. So I don't even know. Yeah, but Oblivion makes glitchy games, so that's not much better. They have cool ideas and cool stories, but they're glitchy as all get out.
But I think that's what helps them, though. They have cool new ideas and new settings and stuff, rather than just a glitchy Mass Effect game.
Yeah, well, because Oblivion was basically like an offshoot of BioWare. It was from similar developers who basically broke away from BioWare probably when the EA thing happened. But they're glitchy. Great ideas, but glitchy. So.
Next up is just a couple of small ones. Fallout 76 has a new patch that introduced a lot of bugs. Surprise, I guess.
Surprise to anyone.
Another one is Sony Japan registered a new patent that allows retrocompatibility of the hardware with previous consoles. It is a system to be applied in the future machine. A lot of people are basically thinking now the PlayStation 5 will be able to play PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1 games. Which, if it's true, that is gonna be a... That's... Yeah. And if they're gonna go this, I really hope we get to synchronize all our accounts and I get to play my PlayStation 3 that I've already bought all the games on.
Oh gosh, can you imagine? Cool. That would be cool. I don't think they would do that. That sounds very un-Sony-like.
Basically, I'm hoping it's not just a CD hardware thing, but also like a digital storefront compatibility thing.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't mind having just one console if I can play all my games on it.
I know.
Get to save space.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, that's all I've got, honestly.
Yeah, that's all I really got too.
Full?
Well, we can end here if you want.
Okay.
Nope.
Good place to end. Let's do the thing.
Hey guys, I'm Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm not really on YouTube or Twitch much yet. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'll say hi to you. But honestly, the main way you're going to hear me is if you look up checkpointxp.com or go on Twitch/checkpointxp, whatever you on Twitch to get there. I help do the news for them. So you also might hear me on the radio. So that's kind of cool.
Radio. You have a radio voice for when you're talking on the airwaves?
Oh, lordy, no. No, not there yet.
That's good. That's probably for the best. I'm Foehamner, and I'm on... I assumed you were done. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I said go ahead, so you're fine.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Took a break from YouTube unintentionally, but I'll be back soon, TM.
Okay. Pupunoob, Pupunoob, YouTube and Twitter, I guess. Check out my review on Earhart on my channel. It's the latest video. So yes, this has been episode 148 of the playonultra podcast. Thank you very much for watching, listening. We will see you next time. Subscribe and stuff, I guess. Or not. Or not.
Up to you. It's a free country.
Yeah.
Bye.
Technically not that of free. Well, okay, never mind. Okay, bye-bye.